the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, PRC, has deferred its tariff announcement for the 2022 to 2027 multi-year major tariff. In a statement issued by the Commission on June 27, 2022, the Commission indicated that the communicated date for the tariff announcement has been deferred to July 15, 2022. So what has caused this postponement, and what will it mean to consumers? We have been joined on Zoom by the Executive Secretary of PRC, Dr. Ishmael Aka. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. What is causing this postponement of announcing the tariff adjustment?
Thank you very much, Kojo. So this year's tariff has been a little different. For the first time, we have gone around to verify the projects utilities submitted through their proposals. So that report has been done, and we felt we can come out. But later, we wanted to still interrogate the figures. For instance, there's this policy on land loans government took and gave to Ghana Water, ECG, and others some time ago. And there was this policy in 2015 that these utilities should start paying. So when you look at Ghana Water's proposal, they have stated that they are going to pay that loan. And in fact, if they pay, they are going to require a certain amount of money, which will translate into tariff increment. So what we did was to get to the Ministry of Finance to, one, confirm this, and to get data on this as a policy, so that we can engage Ghana Water, ECG, and others further. So this week, what we've been doing is to meet all utilities. We've already met Enclave Power to confirm some of the figures, to discuss with them some of the things we are taking out. Tomorrow, we are meeting Ghana Gas, we are meeting ECG and Ghana Water to also confirm some of the figures. The important thing is that, for instance, when you take ownership, so if you take some transformers, if government bought these transformers, it has implication on the tariff, because the tariff allows for return on equity. So if government is the owner of the asset, or if government bought the asset, and government says, I'm not taking any return on equity on this asset, it will help reduce the tariff. So these questions have to be asked, a number of policy questions we are engaging the utilities and the Ministry of Finance on, at the end of the day, to ensure that whatever we are passing on to the consumer is fair and prudent. And whatever we are dismissing will not affect utilities badly to the extent that they cannot operate. So these are the reasons why we are doing a lot of work to ensure that when we come out, it will be fair to both sides of the equation.
So we understood earlier that you've identified a number of issues during the analysis and examination of tariff proposals. That must be addressed. But are these the ones you've raised here, or there are other issues that are really causing the postponement?
Well, so mostly it is the issues we identified. As I said, this includes in terms of ownership, in terms of who bought the asset, and certain figures. So we went around to confirm whether whatever they added to their proposals, these assets exist, and they are using them to serve customers. So we've done all those ones, and certain questions we want the utilities to come and answer. Maybe in the past we could have just dismissed them, but some of these things you need them to defend before you can say you are either allowing or dismissing. So mostly we are doing what we call data reconciliation to ensure that we are fair to both the utilities and consumers.
Is it not in any way related to the sort of economic condition we find ourselves now, and that's why it's prudent that this tariff adjustment is postponed?
Well, it is not. The fact is, when you look at PURC's act, when the utilities submit their proposals, we have certain stages, certain processes we go through. We need to allow them to come and defend. We need to do our independent analysis using our model. We need to do a lot of stakeholder engagement. So that is what we've done up to this stage. What we are doing, in addition to all these processes, to ensure that, one, we confirm the figures and to also make sure what we are passing on is right. Whatever it is, the tariff will come out, whether the economic conditions are bad or they are not bad, because at the end of the day, the utilities will also need to get money to buy gas and other things to produce the power. If we decide not to determine the tariff, they need even the tariff for their own planning. Those who want to go and take loans, they need them too. So if we decide not to come out with a tariff at all, it will have a lot of implications on the utilities and even on some consumers, especially industries, because they also need this for their midterm planning and so many other things. So we need to come out, just that we want to make sure that by coming out, we are doing the right thing.
So are we to expect that on the 15th of July, the announcement will surely be made?
So on the 15th of July, which is tomorrow, the announcement will not be made. As I indicated earlier, tomorrow we are meeting Ghana Gas, ECG, Ghana Water, and NEDCO. That will be our final meeting with them to confirm government loans to them, to confirm figures on depreciation, to confirm some figures on return on equity, and a number of issues we've identified through our project verification and through our analysis. After this meeting, the whole of next week, the Board of Energy Commission. So this work is done. The tariff is done by what we call the technical committee of the board. So after tomorrow's meeting, they will submit their report to the board, and the board will meet next week, after which they will approve and announce the tariff.
So we should expect an increment in tariff by then?
Well, as I said, I cannot say there will be an increment or there will not be an increment, but when you're looking at a number of factors, because determining the tariff, we look at not just the proposals, but we also look at changes in macroeconomic variables. Inflation, for instance. The previous tariff, the inflation was around 8%. That is what we used. As at this morning, it is around 29%. Exchange rate in the previous tariff, it was around 5 cedi or so. As at today, it is different. So all these factors are considered in addition to PURC's benchmarks and efficiency benchmarks, including the losses level and so many other things. So when you mix all these together, there could be a change in the tariff, but as to what number or whether there will be an increase or not, I cannot mention now.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. Dr. Ishmael Aka is Executive Secretary for the PURC.